This is a 1959 Jeep Ford Control. Supposedly the engine was rebuilt on a farm. Everybody here knows how that always works out. It was rebuilt. Okay, somebody put their shoelaces as rings and things are going about as well as expected on a vehicle that is somewhat rare and hasn't ran or done anything in 40 years.
And it's a Jeep.
And it's a Jeep.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's your girlfriend, that's you?
I suppose.
Oh, what the f? What happened?
What do you mean?
There's shit leaking.
Is it oil? Oh my gosh, dude. My mission is impossible. Last time you saw us, we were doing a flat nose. We're back at it again with another flat nose, but this one's different. If you guys don't know what this is, I'll enlighten you real quick. This is a 1959 Jeep Ford Control. This has an inline six. It is an FC 170, okay? It is a cute little feller. And when we bought this, there was about this much snow on the ground. Nothing was here. And now we're here substantially later. And she's grown up. So let's talk through this. We're kind of lucky here. I did kind of check this out earlier. I purchased it earlier and we know a little bit about it. The little bit is that window's been open for the whole existence. It's full of wasps. The tires are bald. It's missing the bed. It's missing the gas tank. It's missing the passenger seat. Is there really any positives? It's rare. Okay.
It's whole.
So it's whole and rare. It's wholesome. So these are very hard to get. These are very hard to get parts for. And we had a really hard time getting what we have for it. So our plan today, we want to listen to this baby purr like a kitten. I wouldn't even be opposed to not purring like a kitten. I wouldn't be opposed to just hearing it go off a little bit of brake lean, because this is going to be one of our hardest situations. This has not ran. The gentleman doesn't even know. It turns over, he said. He's had it for 25 years. Got it from a town about that way, a quarter mile, no.
Dirty Dodge?
Dirty Dodge. Got it from Dirty Dodge. And yeah, it's sat here since he's had it, and it sat there, and it just sat a lot. Somehow the engine turns over. We don't know how, by hand. But here's what we're gonna do, boys and girls. It's humid as all get out, mostly because of all the corn around here, and nice hot temperatures. So we're gonna pull her backwards and pull her around. So this is a perfect opportunity to break this clutch free. Alex is gonna do the honors, or I will, one of the two. And we'll break this clutch free, and we've already got one thing done. So it's got a doghouse here, so Alex and I can work on it together. And it's got this guy too. So you can get to everything in the cab. There's a wasp nest right there. Let's evict those guys really quick. Okay, so we weed eated our cab. We're good here now. Look at these sweet ones. Ah, God! Hello? Where'd he go? Supposedly this was rebuilt. Honestly, because everything's always so stuck. We're not going to use that, but it needs some too. Now it's in neutral. Let's back the old truck up to it, hook it up, and let's be nice to it and make sure. Let's give her a little tug, and then we'll hit the poles and then.
Yep. There we go. I'm just glad every wheel is turning.
That's crazy. You know what? It sucks. I didn't bring the air pump with us.
Oh. All right. Bing bong.
My friends are in the bathroom getting higher than the Empire
So we already have one significant issue.
Well, here's the problem, boys and girls. I looked at this when it was -7 degrees, and I didn't really, I guess, think like I'm good at. Here we are. No water pump. So, oh, and no keys. So basically, we're gonna listen to this baby girl run. Yes.
Hey, is there parts of my balls on that seat?
Your wife has those. This is sweet. So that's the throttle. Obviously.
I can see the cable moving around.
We need to get a prop for that. Close it on my head right now, please. The firing order is 8, 6, 7, 5, 3. Weird. Just nice and dirty. Voltage regulator.
Yeah, it's like all gooed.
Did it go down? Oh my gosh.
We upgraded. We have a prop now.
Wasn't even burning oil, nothing. Obviously, it was a little rich, just because probably someone's trying to get it to run. Put some marble in there, turn it over. If we can get her to do the old cranky crankerson. We are we're loading her up, just because we don't have a lot of the stuff we need. And we're gonna be honest with you, we're not very far from home, so might as well just load her up and do it somewhere decent, where we have all of our tools. Not at my house, because we don't want the neighbors staring.
Up underneath that 56.
This is what happens when you look at stuff sight unseen. I was here, but I just wasn't seeing it.
So update.
This is in the video. We needed a new storage lot.
So we're putting a gate to my house.
After a whole day of chicken nuggeting, we're doing our thing.
Let's go in the backyard. There's new fence. New door next to another door, but one for cars.
Resting place for a couple days. Why don't we give these people and let them know what's transpiring? When we were there earlier today, we really didn't explain why we just picked up and left. And that's because I didn't take a gander at this truck very thoroughly when I first bought it. We're missing the whole front assembly, which is basically just the water pump. So nothing major, but it's major enough that we couldn't do anything there.
Now we have to wait for a part.
Yeah, it would have been completely worthless for what we were doing. This way, we can actually probably hear this run this week, and we also have a really big surprise coming for the suspension. That being said, we're gonna catch you guys on another day, all right? See you then. We're back here with landmines everywhere. We're in Alex's yard. First time. If you can figure out where we're at, make sure you send old Milk to his house. We are with the Jeep FC after the failed attempt last time, mostly because we didn't have a water pump. Well, guess what? We've got a pump that is specialized in water this time. We don't have the hardware for it because it's all lost. We don't have a belt for it because we couldn't measure it. And we don't have the hose for it because I didn't order them. I also didn't order other things. But we got something really sweet. We'll show you guys when we're, you broke it. Anyway, we got some really sick rims and tires for this. We have a really good plan for this rig that we're gonna step you through as we get this rolling. Now, thought process being, we haven't spent a ton of money on what's in the center console yet. Just because from what the gentleman told me when I bought this, supposedly the engine was rebuilt on a farm, and we both know, everybody here knows how that always works out. It was rebuilt. Okay, somebody put their shoelaces as rings, and you know, now it's just a pile. Who knows? We don't know yet. It could knock like a mother trucker. So we already have a $300 water pump. That took 2 weeks to get here, and we also have some other parts that took a while to get here. So we're gonna listen to this thing purr. Once she purrs, then we'll drop the bank account dollars down real low, making this thing a real brush hog, because we're headed in this world. We need a bed that we can throw some timber on and mountain goat up some hills. Last time we didn't have a vacuum, and we were getting ready to suck out some dirty holes. And now we're able to suck the dirty holes out and get some spark plugs changed out, as well as some points changed out, and we're gonna have to duct tape the distributor cap down.
I can't.
Oh no, I hope I don't fall. This is leaning up against there. I am taking all the spark plugs off. Off. Duh, dude. Because obviously we want this to run, so we might as well just throw some plugs in it, and plugs are special ordered anyway, so what's the big deal? I gotta find the plugs because we had done a Fox Body Mutt thing before this. If not, you haven't checked it out, check it out. All the Jeep stuff kind of got thrown in the box, and then I gotta check the box for all of our goods.
Just got to check the gapage.
The gap and make sure that all these are gonna be the same. These AC Delcos, bud. That's how you know they're quality. This one?
Yeah, that's the one I was on.
Oh, fuck. Gone.
Try righty.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I'm an idiot. There you go. So, dang, dude. Yeah. So when it has an L on it, you go the opposite. Dang, bro. That's... You know what? We've got a welder. We only need 3. This thing is so underpowered. Non-trenulated men. Got him.
What do you think? Are those points gonna work or what?
Well, so we fabricated these points out of nothing. And now, oh my gosh, dude, we're filming in Alaska from now on. Now I gotta get these set somehow so they function. So we really need to get the feeler gauges out, but I think I'm getting good enough to be able to tell where I need them at. All right, let's test this out. Don't ask me why it sounds like that, because I don't know. Oh, did you hear it?
Just try and pop off a little
Yeah,
bit.
dude. I'm a little worried about the compression.
It's a little easy.
2 fingers. That means
no.
that means she's loose.
You were right. Shoestrings. Rings.
The rings are sushi. You know what though? These don't take much compression to fire up. These have about as much compression as you are the problem. Let's go and grab a couple switches and stuff and things, and I'll get to wiring up a battery, and we can see if we can get anywhere. That's what we want.
Yeah. Well, I do have a set of points.
Another set?
Yep.
Another butter. This is what we need right here.
Yeah, old school.
You know what? That's sad because I just ground ours down with a grinder.
What you do that for? Use a point file, dude.
I did.
I'm gonna get you a set of point files. So
You have a...
Yeah.
What? They have such a thing? I used a grinder for a reason.
You clamp them together and you go like this and get both sides at the same time.
That motion though. I don't respect this.
I use it for everything. Everything I need is little stuff in these files. It's an excellent
You use
file.
this for your fingernails?
Yeah.
I use it for all my crevasses.
Yeah.
You say you have a grinder profile?
No. Well, I do, but
If you take that out there, just say, well, yeah, I do.
I do for other stuff, but not points. That's daily drivers, step traps.
Daily drivers.
You love coming in here, don't you?
I just love being alive.
I'm happy you're alive.
Oh,
I mean,
he's the reason why I don't pull the trigger.
Did you get the semi back yet?
Ah!
Don't bring that up, I know.
While Sean is figuring out the point system, I'm gonna start taking this dash off, and it's funny because I owned a Jeep before and the interior was held with Phillips screws, and this is the same thing. And the reason why I'm doing that is because our brake master cylinder is right here, and we have a new one of those puppies, so if it doesn't work, then we can change it out and it'll be just fine.
So what's transpiring here is I'm going to make 2 that are basically going to interconnect into one, and then the other one will just go from the switch to switch the ignition coil. So one obviously is going to feed off the battery for power for both of these, and then the other one will go to its respectable spot where it needs to be at. Why are we doing this? Well, we'll give you a tour under the dash at some point in this vehicle. It's not pretty. Not pretty at all. We have a lot of work to do if we decide to keep this vehicle. If not, email us. All right, so this guy right here, since it's doubled up, this is going to go to our battery. This one will go to our ignition coil. This one will go to our starter solenoid, which is our new starter solenoid with the slot. That is a boot to a spark plug that they were using for their little blinker boy. Basically where we're at here is we're about 10 minutes from hearing it turn over under its own power. So it's been sitting for a couple days with Marvel Mist oil in the cylinder heads, or cylinders, which we didn't even mean to do, but that's good we did it. It wasn't stuck, but
It
why
wasn't.
not?
It wasn't stuck at all.
It wasn't stuck at all. It might be even the opposite of stuck. So yeah, we're gonna hear this thing go blah, 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 blah. Things are going about as well as expected on a vehicle that is somewhat rare and hasn't ran or done anything in 40 years.
And it's a Jeep.
And it's a Jeep.
Because I'm a Toyota owner.
Oh my gosh. We have many wasps in here still. There's a nest in here, so that's cool. We just keep having random things happen. We got this switch that we bought and just broke in half. Alex ordered spacers because he ordered the wrong rims. And then the spacers fit on the back. The spacers don't fit on the front. So we need different rims entirely and to mount those tires on the different rims. So that's that dilemma. Next dilemma. When we ordered things for this, I ordered things for this, I kind of was trying to be budget friendly and didn't order a lot of things that we possibly needed, like a new engine. I've been looking around and here's a ton of wires that have just been cut to this thing, / not hooked back up / were unhooked. Kind of making a little bit more sense because the water pump was off. Things were starting to get taken apart. We're gonna see what we can do here. We definitely need to check, see if it has any oil in it before we try to even turn it over. But I'm about a couple minutes from trying to get this thing to at least rotate with the starter that's there. If we can't get it to rotate with the starter that's there, we're kind of out of luck again because the starter's bad. And then we need to really figure out in our heads what we want to do with this elegant piece of art. I'm out of here. I'm going home. What's happening right now is I'm finishing up the wiring. I don't know if this starter's gonna work because it is prehistoric and I should have ordered one, but I think they're like $350. So that is probably the reason I didn't order it.
Just like every other part for it.
This engine is extraordinarily expensive to build. If you were to rebuild a 226 inline six, pretty sure they're very common engines, which is kind of lousy why they're so pricey. But what's not pricey nowadays? Is there oil in it? Oh, is that a branch? Smells good. All right, here we go. Wow, that's.
Did you feel anything?
Put your finger on the number 2.
It's sucky. That was okay amount of pressure.
It is just okay.
I don't know, I've never gotten sucked like that before. So I am taking this master cylinder off because once I started pushing on the pedal, it started bleeding from the back. I'm pretty sure it's just toast. So we have 2 through bolts, one right there and one right there. It sits in between this bracket that holds in the brake as well. I mean the pedal for the brake. I have basically everything out except this front for all the lines. Then we have to bleed the new one. New one is right here. Looks nice and fancy. I guess you don't really have to take off the dash for this. Where you put in the fluid is just a line. That's definitely probably not stock, but I don't know.
We all only watch for movies.
There is the old one. Man, that probably is stock. Bleeding out the back. That looks no bueno inside of there.
Is it? It's working?
You know what? Everybody thought that grinded points didn't work. Watch this. Those are stronger than my
That's the one you use as a grinder with?
Yes. Everybody can eat sausages. Everybody in that like 5 seconds was like, this guy's an idiot. And guess what? Those are the strongest sparks I've ever seen. Idiot, dude. Can't believe this guy even freaking has a pulse. He's so dumb. There's a massive nest in that carburetor.
I'm looking for anything. Anything like
8, 6, 7, 4. How do engineers think about this kind of stuff? They're just like, yeah, I think they'll be able to get to it. They'll figure it out. Then figure it out. I had to cut a hole in the side of your freaking cab so that way I could get to a carburetor bolt that's inaccessible by mail. You can't even send this thing a letter where it's at. All right, guys, here's the carburetor. Took it off because if you look down in here, it's full of nasty stuff. Got to get this cleaned out. Full of corn, no doubt. So if something was having a corny time, I think while the carburetor's off, I'm going to vacuum out the intake manifold. I'm going to spray some brake clean in there and see if we can get this thing to let it pop off for us. Now the problem is one of the distributor hold downs is broke off, so we're gonna have to get creative with some zip ties. Pull the top of this carburetor off without destroying the gasket and clean it out the best I can possibly do and get a number off this so we can potentially order a card kit someday. So this is all super loose in this carburetor, so maybe it was fondled with before, maybe not. I'll definitely take that fuel line off because remember, if you go back to the Falcon video, we had a really interesting thing where some bugs made a nest right where it went from line to the carburetor, and that's what held us up for, gosh, how many hours? 5 hours that day. Showed something simple can really give you the old RIP. I break the gasket.
You break it.
I braked it.
You broke it! There he goes.
I'd like it to be quick. Can you help me?
I can't whistle like that.
It's breath.
Jacks up
That's not a good sign. Remember when that other inline 6 was doing that?
Yeah.
Go. I never tightened that because I didn't think that those points were going to work.
It sounds promising.
It sounds promising. I think we need
Just
to.
need to get that carb on there, dude.
I don't think that's the problem, but we could hope so. These are also super loose.
Yeah, they are. You think we could take a wire with us and
See what we can get.
yeah?
Yeah, be good. We about had it.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Every bit of
Sparkied.
sparks in my eyes. Don't look in the hole. Whoa, she about had her. Dang. We'll just let's get that carburetor back on, and then we'll need to probably get this guy on a tender.
At least it sounds more promising than we thought it would
Yeah,
be.
she's got
so.
the going on, but let's see how much this battery's down, and then let's go from there.
Show them your goodies.
I got some goodies. I got a new rotor cap.
That's not even gonna work.
That might not even work. Then I got some small block Chevy wires. That's the only thing that they carry in the stores nowadays is small block Chevy stuff. Yes. Oh, long boys. Those things. There's a chance that these are messed up, the firing order as well. Shoddy and one thing is wrong.
I still think somebody should call 911.
Shotty's on the dance floor?
Dude, Shotty is on the dance floor. You don't even believe how good Shotty looking tonight.
I don't know what you said, but yes.
Yeah. What?
Ooh, señorita! It sounded like a hit and miss gas engine. It sounds like an old inline 6, that's for sure. That's so fun. Like everybody's mom. They talk about something.
That's so fun.
That's so fun, Alex.
Take it!
We gotta figure out where which way the throttle sits so it doesn't go full throttle.
I'm sitting on everything goes.
Oh no.
Starter starting to overheat.
Probably.
Come on on back now, y'all.
Dude, she wants to be. Uh-oh.
That starter not happy.
Not at all. You know what? It sounds pretty decent.
It does.
Yeah. Shuckered. That's sweet. She wants a lot of fuel.
She needs an overhaul. Let's take it out and bore it out.
Stroke it.
Sound a little too fast for me, so I just flipped that for you right there.
Yeah, it was full throttle.
I just flipped that switch. I didn't flip it.
Dude, it's doing its thing. By doing its thing, I mean it's doing its thing. By doing its thing, I mean, hey, it's doing its thing. Hey, buddy, here.
Anybody here?
Come get your boy.
Hey, anybody here?
Hey, buddy, here. Come get your boy.
Anybody here?
Hey, buddy, here. It's electric fuel pump time because you can't get a fuel pump for a 226 Jeep. Well, she sounds okay if we can get her to fill up with fuel in the bowls and get this throttle figured out so it's not full throttle all the time. We'll be good to go. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hook up our temp fuel tank and our temp fuel pump to our ground on our engine and our positive on our ignition switch, and then we're going to start giving her some fuel. And once she gets fuel, you know what that means. We're going to overload the bowl and the whole engine's going to float down the road with gasoline in it and hydro on. Here's the thing, if you're a purist of Jeeps, your folks didn't help you out any. So we made a couple modifications to this FC 170. We got a hole here for access to your other carburetor bolt, and we got a hole here so you can access your master cylinder. Everybody's punching air right now. But you know what? We're gonna get some cabinet hinges and some wood cabinets and put them here. We're gonna get some hinges and make it so they have little flappies on them. Someday if we decide to keep this.
Access flaps.
So we got the access flaps and we got a running engine. Next thing we need is a pumpy water.
And hopefully the radiator isn't clogged.
every vehicle in your store have no exhaust. Yeah, that's what I thought, dog. The water pump came, obviously, a couple weeks ago. I never checked or grabbed bolts for it, so we need to grab some 2-inchers rather than what I have in my pack out for when we're on the road. These are 2.5ers, so we'll grab some 2-inchers for the whole 9 yards on her. And then I already cleaned up the face of that, so that way we can put the Poogie on it, and then we'll have to get some thread sealant too, just because it goes right into the water jacket right there and we can't have it spraying everywhere. Belt wise, belt looks like it should be in decent shape. It's just getting to that tension pulley. Generator, that's obviously not going to work, so we're just going to run it purely off the old AGM when we drive it around. And then at some point we will need to switch this out to Chevy 1-wire or so on and so forth. Looks like it should fit pretty easily in there. If not, we'll get it figured out. Alex is getting that master cylinder on. She had pressure to her. He was just playing with some other things on it. And once he gets pressure with that, he'll update you guys on, hopefully we'll be spraying out the bleeders all 4 corners, 3 corners because one's broken. So yeah, we're looking pretty sound on the situation. I don't know if I messed up something in the carburetor, but the needle and seat's blowing right past, so that's something we're gonna have to hit with a hammer. This is me. This is that's your girlfriend, that's you, I suppose. Basically, what I'm asking from you is we need to go back to the shelf and start playing with ourselves.
I think they're gonna find it on our computers.
You got 6 inches down there?
Yeah, maybe 2.
Those ones there are 16.
That's what we need, 16.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what they are, and you can't even fucking get them.
Did you subscribe yet?
Yeah, I did.
Thank
Twice. No, I watch your stuff. You're stupid.
Yep.
Extremely. Did you make me laugh so much? I showed my wife. I was like, "These are the kind of guys I work, around." She's like, "Who is he?" And I was like, "I don't know who he is."
I don't know what he is.
He's like, "Why is he so goofy?" Oh gosh.
So, this is what happens when you work on rare vehicles. This is all that is for sale for the front of Jeep FCs. Look how short that is. We almost have to make a bracket that comes out here now. Comes off the frame and comes out here and holds this. Because we've got 2 just regular lines right here. What we'll do is we'll come and put a bend in these. We'll bend these so they come around in a circle. You do need a pipe bender to bring these around in a circle. But then we'll mount them out here. That gives us this. I mean, it's going to be tough.
But the previous lines were definitely clogged because now we have crap coming through. So
Yeah, so we're good on that. Substantially bad news though. It's going to rain a lot. So we're going to try to do something else real quick before we call it a night. It's going to pour for about 4 hours straight. We're going to see if we put this rear section up in the air. We're going to see if we have a clutch. And if we have a clutch, I don't know, we've got a functioning carburetor, which we didn't think was going to happen. We've got potentially functioning brakes, which we didn't think was going to happen. So we're looking a lot better than we did.
Yeah.
We have an engine that functions better than we thought was going to happen. So.
pressing the clutch, it's barely doing anything.
Use no motion at all. Oh, it's so rusted, dude.
How about 4-pound sludge right here?
Holy shit. I don't think it'd be the hardest transmission we've ever done. Once this is out of the way. Because we got 2 bolts on the bottom, take the bell housing bolts out, take this guy out, we can get to everything. So it's kind of like one of those things like, do we just keep beating it to death and take 4 hours trying to loosen it up, or do we just put the new clutch in it? That's most likely wrong. All right, guys, before it starts pouring, we're out of here. See you in the morning. All right, she's warmed up. I already got coughed in the face this morning, so it's a beautiful morning. I got some fiery action in my mouth. Good girl, you good. You very good car. As you seen right before we gave her up the other day, clutch is stuck very badly. So we're gonna try some redneck ways of getting around dropping the transmission really quick this morning.
By that, lifting up the rear end, attaching a chain to the tree, putting it in second gear, dropping it after it started, and seeing if it lets go.
Gosh, just let go of all of our secrets, dude. But yeah, that's the plan. We got a 6-footer, bud. We've got a lot transpiring, boys and girls. We got a lot to tell you. And there's someone revving up like a moron. This is our new throttle. This one down here is toast.
Because the whole floor is.
The whole floor is gone. Not only that, the cable's stuck inside of the cable. We're gonna have to lubricate it and take it off someday. And this is a Dodge thing. They all have transmission problems. So I have to rev it to get in gear. I can say that because I have one. So this is our hand throttle. We're making this for all of our friends that don't have operational feet, I guess. This will work for what we need it for, and just as sketchy as everybody likes from us. Next thing is when I was taking apart the cooling system to fix it, that guy broke off, and there's a big old tube up here that has all the coolant in it, and it's gone. So that broke off. So now I'm gonna try. We tried to find a plug for it. Drove all the way over heck and back, and we've decided that we're just gonna enlarge the hole and put a plug in it a different way than we planned. Other things, I'll just go ahead and tell them what happened. Blame somebody.
Okay, I'm blaming Amazon on this thing, because when you type something specifically in that you want, which is 5 by 5.5 and 15 by 8s, you know, usually it gives you a bunch of different options, even though what you typed in is exactly what you want. And since we're kind of in a hurry, I guess I didn't pay much attention to it, and I actually bought 16-inch rims. So
we have 15-inch tires.
And we have 15-inch tires.
And then before that, we had 5 on 4.5.
Yeah.
And then before that, we got the wrong adapters.
Yeah. Lots of mess ups right there.
Still figuring out the clutch situation.
We are still going to try and drop it down and break it free. But if that doesn't work, we're still going to try and drive this today and keep it in first.
It hasn't been on the road in 40 years, and we'll drive around the block. And this one's way more dangerous than the Mustang, so we're not going to get crazy with it. But it will be the first time in 40 years. And you know what? It ran. I remember what in the first part of the video I said, if it starts and runs, I'm calling it a win. So I'm calling it a win already, because this old Flathead 6 purrs like a kitten. Not really, but. And we're gonna have a hand-operated throttle. So there's a lot of custom touches in this old girl. Got the plug down in there. That's a 1-inch little pluggy boy. Let's see if I can get some. Can't really see in there, but she bubbled up, and I think it'll be good enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the coolant and watch money drain on the ground if any of this is unfunctioning, which I'm gonna fathom to guess that clamps by garbage, but we're gonna let it sit because it's probably rusted so good around it, we'll be fine. Nice antifreeze leak. Here's what we got going on. This had some kind of an engine block heater in it. Oh, got me in the finger. Right there. And she is leaking up yonder, right there. So that is leaking pretty good. Now I gotta pull these two extremely fragile hoses apart and loosen them up and somehow get something in between those that is gonna work as a coupler.
Making the brackets for the front because crap we ordered is not long enough. I cut it, bent it, and then welded it to give it more rigidity. Sean just bent his side with the vise completely, so I don't have to weld that side, but I kind of just wanted to bust out my welder and, you know, put it on some beads. Can't do it for the other side now. I'm just gonna weld another little piece down here, make a Z, and Boom.
We have new hose in the engine bay. There it is.
What in the heck, dude? You ready for a custom throttle? Cruise control, baby. Oh, no.
Spring return.
Oh, we got full throttle action. As you can see here, this isn't a good sign. We're losing fluid pretty badly, and the wheel cylinder blew up. So I got the front cap off. Now I think this is extremely similar front end to what's underneath that Power Wagon that we have. You guys can check that out on the channel. It's the best one we got. So I think we only have one wheel cylinder for this, but I might jump over back to my place and see. I have a driver's side one and rears. So potentially, if we're lucky, I might have another wheel cylinder for the driver's side that inevitably is going to blow out, just like this one. But who knows? Maybe not. That being said, Alex did a good job with our brackets. So those are super sweet. And I'm glad that we had that idea, because we would be screwed right now if we weren't able to do what we did. For everybody watching, you might think I just took all the brake parts out of this. Nope. It was all gone. So it might have, that wheel cylinder might have worked in a perfect world, but it just oofed itself and we ain't got the hardware for this. So only guaranteed right now one brake, which is the other side, if those parts are in that one. So I don't even know what to say right now, but let's just pray that the other one has its brakes in there, and whenever we get the personnel back to do the bleeding, we'll have one brake, which is sick.
We're trying to get back brakes and bleed that one, which is our only one that we can actually have right now, because Sean already showed you what's going on right there. Don't know if that one will bleed or not, if that one has hardware or not. So we're gonna try the backs. And as we're bleeding that, look at that guy right there. How nice. So that was in the frame right over there. So took that out, and Sean's gonna go get a new brake line to run all the way back to our new block, and hopefully we'll have at least one brake.
Operation 1, 3/16. Missed it. There it is. Coming in hot. Operation 1. Oh my gosh. Done. Operation 2. If you guys haven't bought one of these, they're on Eastwood.com or Speedway or whatever now. I more than recommend them. I will buy you one of these if you find me in person. It's a perfect flare every time, which is something I can't do with one of those other machines because I'm an unskilled pig. I'm going.
Oh, what the what happened?
What do you mean?
There's shit leaking.
Is it oil?
I think it's a lot of water.
Where's a 5/8 wrench right now?
It's got oil pressure.
Oh, it's coming out of the filter?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that sounded good.
The throttle works. You want to tell the people what's going on? What's transpiring right now is that the brake system is
Gone. Somewhere up there.
it's in the stratosphere. We already did a couple lines, so we're set up for all new brake system when we get the we get all of the actual parts in. That one's missing all the parts. This one's probably missing parts. And then we got one bleeder for the back. So we got one back brake, best case scenario. So I probably gotta take this one apart still, and
Because it's hung up.
so we can roll, and then we're gonna get this clutch unstuck or try our best. Otherwise, we're gonna take it for a drive in first gear, just go around the block and yard drive it / be dangerous. We'll see how we like it on the road and decide what the Jeep FC has to give, and if we want to keep toying with it, or if somebody else gets to take off where we left off. If you guys want to see more of it, you can comment down below right now. Even before we know what we want to do, maybe you guys will give us the gumption to want to keep it and make this into something really cool. Otherwise,
It's kind of a pain, but
it's a pain and it's
we're
unique.
pretty far from.
It's almost restored
Yeah.
if you think about it. And look at the seat.
Well, at least there's hardware in there.
Freaking drum. There's a chance that that other one had a stuck brake shoe, like this one just did, and they just said, "You're done." Took it all apart and did sent her home. There you go. So these are extremely simple. Look at this. No adjuster, just keepers. And then only one, well, this is crazy.
Super
Wow.
simple.
Crazy simple brake system, which is cool, but also, I don't know, I guess it's just pretty cool. I'll give it to it. You're the problem. Later date, we'll maybe order the goods. We're gonna Dana 60 swap it with Super Duty axles and 6.7 power stroke. Yeah. Oh, let go.
We've got one.
All right, press it. Oh, it's really tight.
We'll loosen up.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a thumbs up to when you drop it.
What? The front's engaged. What the fuck? Okay, front is still engaged.
Let me go backward. No! Damn it! She is peeing.
Water.
That clutch is hot. Look at that thing. Smoke.
Loosen up, little guy.
Please. Yeah, I think we're. I think that clutch is 99 sweet prince. So let's go with our option B. Let's clear, part the Red Sea, and let's just take her on a nice steady journey.
Okay.
We've got brakes and we've got enough switches to.
And we have first gear.
And we've got first gear.
Just turn it off when you have to go to second.
Yeah. Turn it off. Put in neutral on transfer case and then.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're gonna take this on a yard drive to finish out the whole video. Have a good time with it because this old girl hasn't touched the road under her own power, and I don't even know if it's been less than 40 years. I'll be honest with you. This thing has been parked for a long time, and we have proved that with every square inch of this fighting us. So we're gonna let her rip. I'm gonna hopefully be able to turn right away. It's so weird. Always sitting on these wheels.
Put her in reverse tear. The clutch looks a little hot.
Dude, it's ready to blow. It's boiling right next to my arm. What a bunch of scrubs, dude. Absolute,
That's a safety issue.
absolute scrubs we are. Alright, guys. Let's just end her here because it's not going to be fun getting it back even a block away. What did we learn this episode? Well, these, you got to get out of your comfort zone every day or else you're never going to learn anything. And what we've learned today, what we've learned on this project is you maybe look it over when you buy it a little bit better. And you know what, though? It's all in good fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching. We'll see you on the next one. See ya.
I came to get the ropes, but I guess he's just gonna... What happened? What did you do? It's gonna fucking...
A wasp went on my arm when I got it right going, and then
That thing's about to explode.
look at that wasp. Look at that guy in the window. What a D-bag. The engine's going nuclear and he lands on my arm. You know what? We proved something. We'll go into third gear.